Hello, my fluffy butterflies. In your senior year, you're faced with the decision of which university to apply to, and it's very hard to know which one to choose and which one will be the right fit. Personally, I don't know where I want to go, so I decided to ask the admits how they chose their universities. I hope this is very useful, and enjoy.
I think the best like chance you have at getting into a good school is to understand like why exactly you want to go to that school. So
Mm-hmm.
like for example, I didn't apply to any other Ivies. I
Really?
know a lot of kids who did. I know a lot of kids who applied to, Harvard and Yale and Stanford and all these different places. I only applied to Princeton in terms of Ivies
Mm-hmm.
because I liked it the most. And I visited Harvard and MIT and Cornell and places like that. And I mean, they were all right, but they just weren't for me really.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I felt like Princeton was a place I could really enjoy. So.
Well, but when did you start thinking about college?
So it's actually a really interesting story. In like, I want to say like the fifth grade or sixth grade or something like that. Um, I started really liking Princeton because I knew it was a good school. Basically, I only heard it was a good school. I didn't really visit there,
Mm-hmm.
but I told my friends. I said, if I get into Princeton, then we're all going to take like a giant road trip to somewhere really nice. Um, and I have yet to fulfill that, but I got in. So when I was younger, I used to think that like going to the best like school in the country, whatever you want to call that, would be like the best experience. And I was looking at Harvard, and I thought I don't really like Harvard too much. It doesn't really. It's not that it's a bad school. It just isn't for me. I think a bit too professional, a bit too classy, I guess. And then MIT, I was looking at, but I don't really like tech all too much. Um, but I saw Princeton, and especially when I visited it, I loved the campus like so much. I loved the academics, the teachers, um, and it felt like just a really warm, like friendly environment. So
What led you to apply to these exact schools? Like, how did you choose which schools you wanted to apply to and which ones you didn't want to apply to?
I didn't exactly have like a system.
Mm-hmm.
I just made a list of schools and then I read a little bit about them and I either got like good vibes from them or bad vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it was probably both my parents went to college in Boston. So my dad went to MIT and my mom went to Wellesley.
All right.
And so they had this idea, I guess that Harvard was not to put any college out because I'm sure it's an amazing place, but we definitely had like the stereotype of Harvard. And and Stanford was too far on the West Coast and there were no penguins. It was also a much larger school than I was looking for. And
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted the ability to like have research opportunities as an undergrad.
I see. And what other universities did you apply to, if it's not a secret?
Oh yeah, of course. So I also applied to Caltech,
Yeah.
but as I've chosen MIT, obviously MIT would be a better
Yeah.
school. Um, and then I also applied to Princeton, but I didn't get in. And same with Swarthmore and Wellesley, which I both actually really liked, but thinking back on it, they weren't the right place for me to go to college.
Mhm.
Oh, and I got into Reed, which is a small liberal arts college in Oregon, and I actually do really like that school.
Why did you choose MIT out of all of them? Just curious.
Um, well, the surface answer is because it's in Boston, and the New England Aquarium is also in Boston, so that means that there's penguins close to the school. But really, it's because I was actually able to tour the campus in the fall before all this started, and just being on campus, it felt like a place that I'd really want to be for the next 4 years.
I think it's important to look at the campus and the atmosphere of the school too.
Yes, yeah, if that's at all possible. I also really found that like the admissions blogs and the posts that the college puts out can give you a really good sense of what the community is like. Oh, I actually had one more thought.
Please.
The other reason is I really wanted to be able to like change majors.
Mm-hmm.
So the state school in my state is the University of Washington and is a really good school, but you have to track into your major before you apply. And then that's the only major that you can study. And I really don't know what I want to do, which is why I was looking for schools that make you declare your major much later.
Why did you choose Penn?
Okay, good question. I chose Penn because I really like the whole interdisciplinary aspect of it. They let you major in a lot of different things if you want to, and they let you explore a lot of different things. I think that was the main reason why I chose Penn.
And what are you going to major in?
Oof, that I don't know. I'm thinking about getting a dual degree between the College of Arts and Sciences and Wharton, maybe in like English and economics or like political science and economics, but that's up in the air.
I am very interested in the sciences, and I applied as a biochemistry major. I got accepted into Columbia, New York. That was the only school I applied to because I did early decision. I was already done with university applications I was still prepping my other applications in case I did not get in, because the regular cycle applications are due January, at the middle of end of January. But once I got in, I was like, okay, I'm done. Well, all my other friends were just very stressed and trying to get everything done in time, right after exams during winter break so they can apply. So it's good that you get your decision early and you don't have to think about anything else.
There is a very big help in applying early decision. I think it boosts your chances of getting in, because the admissions people see it as it's a binding contract to go to the school. So you have it increases your chances of going by 15% or something, because they admit 1 in every 4 early decision people. It's a 25% acceptance rate versus a 9 or an 8. So that helps a lot.
Well, why did you choose Duke?
I chose Duke because I am going to major in biomedical engineering, and in my bio class, we did a report on science and then in modern science. So what was happening right now. And I came across a professor that was doing a lot of work with gene editing using this thing called CRISPR. And basically so he did a lot of stuff with CRISPR, and I was like, oh, it'd be pretty cool if I worked in this lab. And then Duke happens to be in North Carolina, so it's pretty warm there. I like being warm, going outside. Duke has a really good student body atmosphere. You can do, you can go to the basketball games. There's a lot of school spirit. There's plenty of stuff to do. It's right by the Duke Forest. So there's good places to run. And they also have really good food. But mainly because of the professor, or the big bio stuff. Biology's in a huge wave of progress, and I kind of want to ride that wave into grad school and on to whatever career I end up in. Pitt. I actually only applied to 3 schools. I applied to Ohio State, Pitt, University of Pittsburgh, and Duke. And I got into Duke, and I was like, oh, guess I'm going here.
I see. So you visited Duke too?
I did. I went the summer going into my junior year, so I think that was 2018 summer. I'm not too sure though, but we went a while ago, and I fell in love with the campus as soon as I walked on. It was so pretty. Everybody was so nice. We got a tour of there's an engineering place where they literally have a walls of 3D printers, and that's just where the engineering kids go to play in the engineering works building. I'm like, oh, that sounds really fun. I could definitely see myself just designing random projects for fun there.
And how did you choose Cornell?
Well, I applied to 3. I did early decisions, so I applied to 3 schools. I did a safety school, a target school, and a reach. So my safety was a school called LIM. It's also in New York. That one I got into, and then my target school was Parsons University in New York, and then that school I got accepted, and they actually gave me money because they wanted me to come to their school, so I was excited about that. But then my reach school, I realized that I got in, and then because it's decision, it's a binding school, it's a binding contract, so I can say no, but I also have to pay a fine if I say no. even though they didn't give me any help with the tuition, I decided to go to that school because I did say I would go if I did get accepted. So I just wanted to keep the promise, and it's close to my home in New Jersey. So those are ultimately why I chose to go to Cornell.
Why these majors?
Well, I think I chose fashion because I started pre-college in fashion for quite a long time. I started in 8th grade. Before I got into high school, I went to FIT, which is in New York. It's the Fashion Institute of Technology. And then for the summer, I went to the Rhode Island School of Design for pre-college. And just like constantly, I guess I was surrounded by the fashion industry. So then I just thought that I want to continue doing it and see where it takes me. So that's how I decided on my major. So yeah, but who knows? Maybe it'll change. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I hope not, because I spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll change.